Let's start right here.
Let's continue the conversation.
Let's go.
Boy, Neil, shut up.
Talking about
6-1. I would have traded a starter
this-
for 2 draft picks and make the team better.
You're never going to be 6-1 with TJ Hockenson on your team.
Then your
you know
boy
why?
shouldn't have said
Because
anything.
he's mid.
He'd be a player that even you would say
See, Terry, now
is
you're
good.
in La La Land, dude. Because you're telling me
Well,
fairy
he brought
tales.
up-
No,
he
you're
said
telling me
6-1.
fairy tales.
But he's the ones in La La Land talking about, well, if we were 6-1,
Uncle
we
T,
would have made the same
can you
deal.
read me one more story before I go to bed? Can I get a glass of
tell you
water?
what.
It got heated in this studio no more than 40 seconds ago, Spencer Raxter.
There were words that I'd never heard out of somebody's mouth in
You
this
know
room.
what?
We need that same energy, just none of the expletives when
just
the
change the
cameras are rolling.
language.
No.
You know what? If Neil was a real man, he would bring up his boy now.
All right, let's go.
Let's start
Let's
right
go.
here.
Let's cut the
continue
shit
the
and let's go.
conversation.
Let's go.
Let's go, because look, you guys, I thought we were done with this, but we're not. But here we go again. And the tweets that I got, Twitter handles on the screen, but jump in too. If you got some dumb ish to say, go ahead and spread it all over Twitter. I don't care. I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I do. And it continues. And now even, and remember through all this, okay? Oh, jump into WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Get your thoughts in there. We're cutting the ish today, and we're getting right to it. And remember, even through all this, I know it's election season and tensions are running high, and everybody's right, and anybody who doesn't think what you think is wrong, that's different here. Through this, Terry Foster will still be my friend. Even at the end of it, even if he is up here saying dumb stuff, he'll still be my friend after this. We will still drink bourbon together, right?
I'm saying dumb, and your boy's not?
Look,
but you know what's happened with Brad Holmes?
Yes, Terry will drink
Brad
bourbon with you
Holmes,
after.
I like the guy. I think he's doing a good job, but he's being lionized.
And we're talking about who here specifically?
Brad Holmes.
Brad Holmes. So this is the Brad Holmes
That's
talking.
Neil's boy.
And we're
Yes.
because we never get the juice. The bottom line always gets the juice. Press conferences come out so that they can talk. We're going to talk that later, but Brad Holmes came out and talked about the Hockenson trade.
he did. He came out and spoke about it. We don't have any of that, right?
No.
Spenmo?
I
Okay.
can try to find some real fast.
Yeah,
I'll
no, that's all right.
paraphrase it.
Yeah. T. Foss will paraphrase what Brad Holmes said when he met with the media to talk about the T.J. Hockenson trade.
He said, I would have made the same trade if it made sense at 6-1.
Did you shake your head?
Yes, he would have.
No,
I shook my head
He may have
at that.
done it at the end of the season. He couldn't have. Now, listen to this. Lion fans, your team is 6-1, which means Hockenson would be a player. It means Hockenson would probably have 10 touchdowns, maybe 900 yards.
See, like, that, okay, right there, T.
We're
Foss.
talking
Listen,
6-1.
can I cut
Okay.
the middle? Can I cut the middle? Because
Go ahead.
when I heard that, I was like, wait a sec. If they were 6-1, then T.J. Hawkinson's probably an integral part of that.
Right.
So
Neil,
he's not
your
mid. So
head
at the
didn't go like
Terry's point, I just found that like
Sam Flanell, be ready, by the way.
I just found that when he came out and said that, not the fact of what he's building towards, but just to come out and say that, it shook me as, whoa, wait, what?
Right.
That couldn't be true.
Now,
that's
now
ahead.
I'm not talking to Neil now. I'm talking to Lion fans out there.
Lions fan.
Listen up. Your Detroit Lions are 6-1, not 1-6, which means T.J. Hockenson probably has 800 yards in pass receptions, 9 touchdowns. He's being talked about as a potential Pro Bowler. And then Brad Holmes says, all right, let's trade his ass.
Well, here's the question, Terry. If they're 6-1 and he makes that trade and he gets in return the same exact thing, people are losing their marbles here.
They are. You know what he have to do? The only way he could salvage that is if he's bringing in 2 or 3 defensive players, which you can't get for your boy TJ. Now, and here's the other thing. Boy, Neil, shut up. Here's what's pissed me off.
You can't even hear his tone right now, but this is the swarmiest tone
I'll give you the tone.
Neil's brain is cranking. I can hear it. Here's another thing he said that was BS. What we do here is we do everything we can to make the Lions better today and for tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. If that was the case, if the idea was to make the Lions better today, don't you think he would have traded T.J. Hockenson for a defensive player? Even if the defensive player had a broken arm or broken leg or whatever, if the idea was to make the Lions better today, he would have traded him for a defensive player. Right?
Terry, what is with everybody? What is with everybody and talking about this hypothetical? If the Lions, you're never going to be 6-1 with T.J. Hockenson on your team.
Then
you know why? Because
anything.
he's mid.
He is mid.
He's mid. Sam Flannel, break it down.
Okay, so I'm going to
turn your mic on and break it down.
It is on, isn't it?
Talk like a man.
Okay, so I'm gonna start.
Still
like
not
this.
on.
Still not on.
It's not on.
Turn your mic on.
Oh, here we go. Okay, sorry.
This is not what's the name of the show after us? The evening.
The final word.
Final word. All right, that was my bad. It was in phone mode. But anywho, so there are a couple ways you can go about this. So T.J. Hockenson absolutely is mid. In 47 career games played with the Detroit Lions, he has had 60 or more receiving yards only 12 times. So that's a quarter of the time. So that just shows that T.J. Hockenson absolutely is mid.
We're not arguing what he is.
He is mid.
Then why are we living in this world?
They were 6-1. Trade Hockenson.
Dumbass decided
like
to
he
talk
said.
yesterday. That's why.
It's a comment that he came out. It's just like ridiculous. It's a ridiculous comment to say that.
That's what the Lions do. They feed us BS, and we're supposed to believe it.
No.
All right, Neil. Yeah, let's play.
Because if they were 6-1, he would still be mid. You know how I know? Because he's always mid.
All right.
So yes, you would have traded him.
You would have traded him in the middle of the season.
You can't give me this. Well, if they were 6-1, he'd be good. He's never good. He's good like one game.
That's why the Lions are never 6-1.
That's it.
Now,
right? Because he's mid.
Now,
so deuces.
Let me see. How did this trade improve the Lions today?
How did it improve them today?
Today.
Because now, with the snap of a finger, with the stroke of a pen, they have $26 million in cap
Is that
space
going to
next
help
year.
them beat Green Bay this weekend?
No.
Okay.
That's right. There's the two lies, right, Terry? What you find it hard to believe is that I would have made the same trade at 6-1.
I actually
find that hard
agree
to
with
believe,
this
but
man.
the fact that I'm trying to get better for today. Why didn't you just come out and say this is about next year or this is about the future? Look what we're building here.
And I have no problem with that.
No.
Good. Build for the future.
Now
Don't tell
but
us.
to your point about being
6-1,
lionized.
I would have traded
Terry,
a starter
this-
for 2 draft picks and make the team better.
Is this a true statement? This is what you mean by being lionized? Now he sounds like everybody coming out of Allen Park?
Here's what happened. The Fords got to him, and now he's doing their crap.
See,
okay, now give me. And here's another one.
I know that's easy for everybody to do.
No,
here's what I've learned through all this. People love easy, man. They love easy. Just stick to the talking points.
You know what you
rerun
love?
the same thing over and over again.
You love to believe the Lions.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Every time they say
guys,
something,
T-Foss, I've said on this microphone repeatedly, D-Mac, I think, understands it. I don't think that you do yet, however. Brad Holmes is a separate entity to me. To the Lions, to Dan Campbell. He's a separate entity.
He was to me, too, until yesterday.
No. He traded him, T.
All right.
He traded him.
He got
Baby
sucked
boy.
into the vortex
And he
of the
lied
Lions
after
speak.
Hey, baby boy, let me ask
Now
you
he
this one
sounds
question.
like the rest of them before he didn't.
What do you guys want him to say? Now, I know what I want him to say. Say, yeah, you know what? T.J. Hockenson is mid. He's Logan Thomas. Like, that's what he is. And his best year, he's Logan
Well,
Thomas.
how about this?
So we got him out of here because he sucks. Any other questions?
No. No, here's what
I know
he
that a lot of you think he's good because he has long hair, but he's not.
He's a good player. I respect what he did here for the Detroit Lions, but we are trying to build assets for the future. We need to lower our salary cap hit, and we need to get younger, stronger, and better. And this trade allowed us to do that. Can he say that?
No.
He can't say that.
I don't. Kenny, I don't know.
Here's the thing. Here's the question, and maybe this is a chat poll question. Do you think Brad Holmes has free reign, or do you think he is, sort of told what to do?
No.
He can't fire Campbell.
D-Mac, let's get specific, and let's ask this to Neil.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Noah Judas, we didn't hire him to speak. I don't care what he says. I care what he does. And he traded Matt Stafford. He's traded T.J. Hockenson. I love it. I'm here for it.
Can he fire Dan Campbell if he wanted to?
I don't know. I hope so.
Damn.
I would hope so.
You're saying the GM of the Detroit Lions, You don't know if he can fire the coach.
I would like to think so, but I don't know.
You know what happened when they asked him that question?
Gotta go. PR people stepped in right
They
quick.
put a hook in his mouth and took him away. So that leads me to believe, once again.
Yeah, but Terry, there's no there's nothing you can say to win
who
there.
Can fire Dan Campbell? Sheila Ford or Sheila Hamp, Chris Spielman, Rod Wood.
No, see, that's not what I was told. I was told Spielman's the savior. Remember that? Can everybody agree with that here?
Yeah.
Spielman was the savior. Chris Spielman, tough Chris Spielman's in the front office now, advising. Remember that? Help me here, guys. Do we do these shows?
No,
do people say
right.
that?
You're right.
People said that the whole time.
Not going to argue with you on that one.
I'm just going by what I was told.
But here's the way sports usually works. You have a general manager. He's in charge of personnel. He's in charge of the coach. He's supposed to be the coach's boss a little bit. And if the coach isn't doing his job, he can say, hey, you out of here.
Right.
Not here. And we saw that yesterday when, hey, Brad, can you fire Dan? Oh, bam.
He said, I'm here to talk about the TJ Hockenson trade.
Right.
Then PR stepped in and said we're done here and moved
They
on.
took him away. It looked like
Terry, wait, you know this. You've been in a million of these,
I know
Terry.
that. It looked like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Well,
where
that's all,
Daffy
folks.
Duck is up there. Shoot, he just disappeared.
No, but Terry, there's nothing he can say. There's what if he says Terry? Yeah,
the team better.
what can he say?
Here's
no,
what
but
he
he's
can
asked
say.
that question. What can he say?
I'm going to help you today because you are a lost sheep.
No, okay.
Here's what
What can he say?
I'm the head MF in charge.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
of course I can fire the coach if I want to, but we're on the same team as it is now, and that's my coach.
He's not Mr. Clark, and this isn't East Side High, okay? Like that's he would stand out there. I'm the head MF in charge. No, Terry.
Let me
there's
ask you a
nothing he
question.
can say in that situation.
Can Steve Eisenman fire Derek Lalonde?
Can he fire him?
Yes.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. No hesitation. All right. Bam. Can who else is it?
Troy Weaver.
Can Troy Weaver fire?
Dwayne Casey, we would think that he could.
Casey,
You'd think
Dwayne
Scott Harris
Casey.
has control over
yeah.
the
We would think
Tigers
that he could.
organization, and then here's the whole thing: we don't know. The question about who has the power and who has the control, it looks like more of the conglomerate, and just the way that Holmes answers those questions. Now, Neil, I agree with you. You can't put Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, the jobs that they're doing. We talk about it all the time between the draft capital, the salary cap, and then the coaching. But the fact is when your GM, who's supposed to be in charge, can't come out and give you a solidifying direction or an answer, and it sounds like everything you've heard in the past from the past regimes, that's frustrating.
D-Man,
that's, I think, what's talking
They
about.
put my man in a headlock and said, get the hell away from these people.
T-Foss.
But
How is
the
he-
only good thing, T, is he was in the headlock when he walked into the organization. Nothing has changed.
Right. That
To
is
me,
true.
it's just transparent.
But we didn't know that.
What? But we didn't know that till now.
We suspected it.
What?
Smart people like me suspect
now
this.
we know
I don't think you
more
can fire
for
this
sure.
coach. All right.
T, what do you want him to say? Okay, all right, let's do it the Terry Foster way, okay? You're Brad Holmes.
I'm Brad Holmes.
You're Brad Holmes. I'm Terry
Go ahead.
Foster.
No, you ask me questions.
I'm
Ask
Terry.
me
Hey, Terry
anything.
Foster here, Woodward Sports. I was in 30 for 30, by the way.
And did a hell of a job.
And I was great. and I was great. I talked about the house I grew up in, the neighborhoods I grew up in, all that stuff. Okay, so, Mr. Holmes, do you have the authority to fire Dan Campbell?
I'm the head man in charge. Of course I can fire his ass.
Okay, so
But-
now what am I writing? What am I writing?
Brad
what am I
Holmes
tweeting?
wants to fire Dan Campbell.
Thank you. That's a no-win situation
you
for
didn't let
him.
me finish. But right now,
It doesn't
Dan
matter.
Campbell is
I
my
got
guy.
it. I got what I wanted, Terry. I'm writing my column. I'm writing my
And
column.
you know what? Instead of, can you fire him? Oh, bam. That's the same thing, man.
No, he didn't say, he said, I'm here to talk about the TJ Hockenson trade.
And the PR was shoving him away from the media. They put a hook in his mouth and said, get out of here.
I don't know what you want the guy to say.
That
I don't
raised
want him-
suspicions for me. The
I don't
man
want him
can't
to say
fire his
that if we were
coach.
6-1, he would have traded and got this deal for that guy, right? Because we'd be so up in arms. Because
We would.
because he wasn't mid, he maybe having his best season. That's all.
Darren,
we're talking
But he
everybody
would
would be
never
up-
have his best season
everybody would
because
be
it's
up in-
always mid.
Up in arms except salary cap man over here.
No. No, I would be
Brad
happy.
Holmes could have just said, "Look what I did to the salary cap. I just got more money that I can put to the free agency."
Hello.
No, because what I would say is he's not an integral part of us being 6-1 because he gets more than 60 yards in a game 25% of the time in his career. He's mid. We got a chance to get out of paying somebody a multi-million-dollar contract, and I turned 2 fourth-round picks into second and third round picks because
He
that's
would have
what he
made
did.
the trade. There would be no statement because baby boy. I don't know if you realize, Hockenson. If they were 6-1, he would play a bigger role in that. He'd be a player that even you would say
See, Terry, now
is
you're in
good.
La La Land, dude, because you're telling
Well,
me fairy
he brought
tales.
up-
No,
he
you're
said
telling me
6-1.
fairy tales.
He's the ones in La La Land talking about, well, we were 6-1, we would have made the same
Can you
deal.
read me one more story before I go to bed? Can I get a glass of
tell you
water?
what, how many, hey, let me ask Dan, because I'm not talking to you. How many teams, if they're 6-1 in the NFL, or let's say they're 50-10 in the NHL, how many of them trade away star players for draft picks
Right, depending on contract, I would say
in the middle of the season?
What's that? No, you don't see it. It's just it was the when you hear the press conference, it was the not being genuine.